architects can be good dreamers in times when hope seems fleeting and times get hard to the point where there aren't any easy options.
I think that even in normal circumstances, architecture is so important in the way that we interact with the world and the way we interact with each other. And especially in these times, I think it's important for us to be aware of our role as designers and the things that we do, because we have a huge responsibility to the public to keep the public safe and to bring awareness and to make things beautiful as well.
I think design in times of collective anxiety has the opportunity to allow people to express feelings, emotions that a lot of times people maybe don't know how to express or don't have the words to say it. I think design leverages you the opportunity to be able to speak through the work that you're producing.
I don't know whether you know about rubber. It feels really cold and slippery. It's like a snake sting on me. I personally not a big favorite of it, but I guess you can't tell, huh?
Inflatable architecture has been something that I've been researching on for a period of time, the entire summer. So, and one of the most successful prototypes that I've developed seems to have taken form in some kind of shape, which I was really keen to develop into a fashion suit because of my background. I used to work once as a fashion photographer.
I think all design fails. I think that's what makes design inherently constructive, and kind of constructive criticism is what design is built off of and how it keeps evolving. So without that pushback and resistance and critique, then there's no question.
I don't feel like I'm really here. It feels like you kind of fade into the background, or that you put on this type of cloak of invisibility of sorts. The first very noticeable thing is that it's heavy. So it most definitely takes you a little longer to move around. It's a lot more room in the bodice area, so I feel a lot of space around my core, but my arms very much can go up and down, and that's about it. Up and down and move laterally. So your movement is restricted a little bit.
Can you demonstrate that for us?
I can. That's it, yes. And the arms are a little heavy, so they're going to droop a little bit. But yeah, you most definitely can't touch people.
This clothing, like instead of having a mask or have been seen exposed faces, we just purposely to cover the whole face and to in a way to abstract the design. So we will cover the happiness, sorrow, and everything. We just want to celebrate the culture in the clothing and style. Yeah.
We were working with the traditional puffer jacket, and then we were also inspired by hospital gowns and other nursing uniforms. So that's where we got the idea of the do-rag, turning an old nursing kind of hat into a do-rag. We wanted to re-emphasize the fact that even in the midst of COVID and the Black Lives Matter kind of movement, African Americans are still amongst the highest. They still have the highest death rates. I think the last couple months has really kind of pushed me to have a bigger voice through my work.
All of the materials that we got, we tried to get it from hardware stores and regular supermarkets, just to kind of maintain sort of its accessibility. The outer ring right here is made of a water line, like a hot water line that you would typically use for a like bathroom sink fixture. These poles here are actually from sort of those like light yard posts that you would put into like kind of that would reflect. And so the curtains on the side are shower curtains and the rings came with it. And then this surrounding here was a flexible plastic tube that we were able to mold into the headpiece. This is also a drop cloth, like a paint drop cloth that we attached, and we assembled it mostly with a combination of super glue, hot glue, and then sort of the decoration part is all spray paint.
I think that design and architecture has a responsibility that's both very severe and serious, but it also has a responsibility to levity as well. Design can fall short when it's slow to react to change, and I think architecture especially is one of the slowest reacting arts because it's so static and oftentimes permanent. It's very slow to react to change, so I think that'll be a challenge of architects going forward, to react quickly and to make changes that are necessary faster.
I created this like duct tape material here, so it's more my own suit is more use like materials like the tapes, like the black tapes here. Also some like old clothing fabric here to make the pockets. I think for my design, I actually go through the website to check out the hazmat suit available on the market to see like what I want to get improved from them. When you wear it, you feel like I'm just wearing a normal suit, like wearing a normal clothes on me, not oh I'm wearing a really uncomfortable hazmat suit, protection suit there. So I create some pockets, and like it's quite convenient. So you can get in there, put your like maybe your spray, inspection sprays in there, and carry your stuff. Design is the tool for architects like actually connect to the world, to the public. That's how we help the world, help our society. Like what we do at here is like during this special time, during the pandemic, how we can get involved, how we can help.
For this design, we wanted to create a suit that was practical and functional, but also had some fun elements. We thought it would be a fun project to try. I don't actually know, why did we do this?
I think mostly for fun.
Yeah, for fun.
For fun. Perfect.
I think architecture, even when it tries, it sometimes is not aware of all of the impact that it brings. And I think designers, we have to be more aware of the decisions that we're making in the world and how it will impact others. I think we'll learn to overcome the obstacles that have been put in front of us and learn to adapt and be flexible with everything that's going on, and new modes of working, new modes of production, and new modes of architecture and design.
And tell us about those social cue cards.
Oh God, yeah. So I mean, some of these are the weather, obviously, is a small talk. For architecture in particular, we used to build models. I don't know if that's something we'll do ever again. And then complaining was a big part about like being human in the program, and haven't got a chance to do that for a while, so it'll feel good to, I don't know, at least complain behind a curtain now. Right now I'm wearing a kind of hoop of PVC pipe, 1-inch PVC, with shower curtains and curtain rings. I wanted everything to be kind of like in situ materials, so things that you can just sort of find around the house. The challenge of this thing was bending the PVC pipe, and I actually found a method where you cap one end of it, put some sand in the oven, fill the PVC pipe with super hot sand, and then it essentially turns into like a snake, like a piece of rubber, and you can actually bend it. And I bent it into these loops, and then dumped the sand out, and then added a rough pass at a gradient with some spray paint and some suspenders. It's definitely a unique approach at understanding architecture, so I thought I would kind of understand the body in order to design a building, and this would be a nice little opportunity to do so.
Well, I think everything's kind of up in the air. And when that happens, it creates trauma, and it creates lots of stress on the systems that we rely on. But what an architect or designer could see in that is this positive opportunity where all of a sudden we can challenge these notions that we're taking as norms and we're taking for granted, and kind of work the ideas until they become potent enough to have an effect on the whole.
Melissa, that was amazing.
Wow. Wow. Beautiful.
I was just sitting here thinking, the suits that were shown that we just saw, granted they're about protecting the user, but I wanted to go up and sort of touch every one of them.
And hug them.
Yeah, it was really
the hug test.
It was like strange new Teletubbies, all coming out of the woods, right? I love that. And I love that the joy was front and center of the production of each suit, right? In the time of crisis, it's not a kind of overthinking that we're after, but just the pure basics of, I think Natalie called it just levity or strangeness or joy, creates so much intrigue and so much power that's what the hug is for me. It's like, I want more joy. We need to do this every Friday.
Yeah. I had the same thought that Anna and Natalie, in a sense, epitomized the collision of serious and, hey, farcical. We have to have the light side. Really, really beautiful stories that you guys told, as well as the products. I thought I was totally taken by your narrative.
Well, and the sort of directness of it, like, why are we doing this? Sometimes we don't need that sort of overthought reason. It's like, because it's here, because it's cold, because I have $10 and 10 minutes. Let's go, right?
Yeah.
It's like,
and the other thing that hit me was how clear all of your priorities seem to be. So the touch of the skin, or the distance to someone, or the anonymity. I think really compelling thinking here and making as well. And ingenuity, I would say. I love the story of baking the sand in the oven in order to twist the PVC pipe. Love it.
Yeah, well, I'm imagining that there's also a batch of cookies in there too, right? So you're like double troubling the whole thing, right?
Ooh, you mean when you bust open your little wheelie, you have some cookies inside?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Load it up.
Speaking of cookies, how about some prizes?
Yeah, but I think, Melissa, before we do the prizes, one of the comments from the jurors, the 4 jurors, talked about appreciating the same thing that we're noticing, like appreciating the competition itself as a way for the students to talk about those stressful moments. That being uncomfortable, being confused, right? There's still a lot to get out of that. And so what I liked about the comment was the juror said it's a therapeutic act. I found it very life enriching to watch, and I'm really glad it happened. The therapeutic act is something that I think Taubman College in particular used to cultivate a lot. We need to grab that back. We need more therapeutic acts daily.
And I love how you situated in the discomfort maybe of not knowing how to act, not knowing what the parameters are. This is probably the most provocative and magical aspect of this competition. You just jumped in, you guys, and you made things, and you made stories.
Yeah.
So, maybe without further ado, are you ready, Neil, for our 1, 2, 3?
I think so.
We're gonna start with the 3rd prize.
And should we do a costume change for this?
Yeah, 3rd prize.
Woo!
3rd prize goes to Hyper Equipped. Hyper Equipped. That is Dan Ray Zhang and Dan Shin. That award is $100. And the jurors had quite a few things to say about this project.
Let's see. One of the jurors said there's something urgent about this project, the Google searching, having to pick up and go. It actually solves a problem resourcefully for having to get on a plane and go to another country. Timely, urgent, personal in particular was another comment. A third, an excellent curation of the things they could get their hands on. The cinching, the strapping, the cutting, right? It has an off-the-shelf aesthetic that's really nicely executed. So,
3rd prize. Yes, congratulations, Hyper Equipped. $100. Yeah. Okay, again, that is 3rd prize going to Dan Ray Zhang and Dan Shin. Congratulations.
Awesome.
Okay, our 2nd prize winner. Are we ready, Neil?
I'm ready.
Ready, go. 2nd prize. Yeah. Inflata Agua. Inflat Agua. To the team members, Jamie Lee, Waylon Richard, Shishi Chen. Congratulations, you guys.
Right. They get money too, right?
They get $400.
Woo-hoo. And let's see, I think we have some comments there too. And I agree with the first comment. The footage of the students being inflated, I could watch that over and over. That was freaking hilarious. Incredibly well constructed. It almost looks too good. Then one other comment was, I appreciated the suits that changed the body's profile in some way, creating a whole new silhouette. So even before I saw the detailing of the suit, I took a lot of delight in this shape that no longer resembled the human form. The strangeness of it all is the delight.
Beautiful. And I love the moment where the segue in the movie shifts over and we begin hearing about the touch of the suit on the skin and
Yeah.
what it feels like. Just incredibly intimate at the same time. We have these lovely forms. I love the feel of mine. How about you, Neil?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't had this much hair in a long time.
Yeah, mine got a point. Finally, I got a point. Woo! Yeah. Congratulations, second place winners again. The second place winners are Jamie Lee, Waylon Richards, modeled by Shishi Chen, $400.
Woo!
Woo!
All right,
Yeah.
hold on. Ready?
Now? Yeah.
Go.
First place. First place goes to Elena Gentles and K-Wing Wong. Yay. 6 feet apart. $600.
That's right. $100 a foot. Woo-hoo.
First place winner. You want to talk about those comments, Neil, or should I?
Let's see. The first juror said that what sold it was the video, the way the wearer described the experience of being in it, the pleasure and criticality at the same time. Charlene seemed to have difficulty moving in the suit, like there was a weight in trying to move her arms, and I really liked that. There was a struggle built into the suit that she was wearing, right? So those were the two big comments from there. Congratulations, Alana and K-Wing Wong.
Fantastic. Yeah, I thought the abstraction of the face was also really compelling in this one. But the model, I think, again, the model's role in adding another layer to the competition of reflection in action. This is what it feels like. These are the resistances. Fantastic.
Yeah, I think Charlene Hobbs, I think, was the model on theirs. She did a great job.
That's right. Charlene Hobbs was their model. Yeah.
And I don't know, it looked better. It doesn't do for me what it did for her.
Let me see what you look like. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And you guys might not know, but Ishan Paul Singh is the artist behind our costume changes. Ishan, yeah. And the movie, I think, too. So we should probably thank again our jurors, Tom Moran, Joy Canablo, Catherine Griffiths, and Gina Reichert. Thank you so much for your judging. Thank you to all the students who built such beautiful and thoughtful costumes, but augmented that with these stories that I think I could go back and hear over and over myself.
Yeah, and thanks for inviting us to help present the awards. This was really exciting.
So you guys out there in Twitch land, this is, I think, an example of the kind of quick maneuvering that Taubman College is trying to do.
Well, Melissa, some people may know that, like, I just arrived back in Ann Arbor today. I hit up 8 different architecture schools over the last 40 days. None of them have any of this kind of excitement happening. None of them. Like, so.
Rocket Taubman College.
Yeah, I was really happy to come back to a world of experiential making, throwing things to the wind, sometimes for no good reason, right? Just trying to have a little bit of more joy injected into the world. And I'm going to support that every day, all day.
You guys are awesome. Thank you for all of your energy. The next question I would ask the hazardous material folks is, how do we now deal with this air? Now we've done kind of with the touch and the distance, and now we got to start thinking about the air. And happy air, as Neil is saying.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, I think we have come to the end of our show. We've thanked everybody, and I would come back to the contestants and say, keep that spirit alive, you guys.
Yeah.
It's going to change our world.